Hey everybody, it's Dr. Hankins. Today I wanted to take some time to share my testimony with you all. How did I get into the chiropractic and what's my chiropractic story? So this actually dates all the way back to when I was 13 years old. Um, One day I was playing soccer. I went for a head ball and the kid had his cleats all the way at my head and kicked me in the head and scraped all the way down my head. When you're 13, you just keep playing. You're fine. You're a-okay. And I actually didn't have any symptoms other than a scar down my head until about a year later is when my symptoms started to happen. I started to get really debilitating headaches. I started to have panic attacks. I started to have a stomach ulcer. I went to see several different doctors. My medical doctor basically told me there's nothing wrong with you. It's all in your head. Here's some antidepressants. Here's a proton pump inhibitor for your stomach, and you should be fine. So kind of did what he said, and things just kept getting worse. Nothing got better. I was not going to school anymore because my headaches were so bad. I was just staying home. When I would go to school, my mom would just have to come pick me up because I couldn't focus and I just needed to lay down to get away from the headaches. This lasted about 6 months. Like I said, I saw about 6 other doctors. Um, my psychiatrist thought it was migraines, so she had me wear sunglasses to school. So imagine that in 7th grade, walking to school with sunglasses. I was, the coolest of kids. Eventually, my neighbor saw that I was struggling, and he suggested that I see his chiropractor, which I had never heard of chiropractic, didn't know what it was at all. But at that point, you kind of do anything, you're desperate. So I gave it a try. I saw a chiropractor, I saw an upper cervical chiropractor, and he told me what was wrong with me. He told me my atlas was subluxated and that it needed to be adjusted, and I didn't really have any clue what that meant. Just had my mom talk to this guy and, just got the adjustments. About a week after the first adjustment, I started to realize I hadn't had like a debilitating headache in about a week. And about 2 weeks later, the headaches were completely gone. And this was completely life-changing for me. I began to talk to the doctor, and he was like, well, if you go to chiropractic school, I'll hire you, and we can work together when you're done. And that's what I did all the way up until I moved out here to Seattle. The headaches were pretty quick to go away. The stomach ulcer and the panic attacks, took about a couple more months, and eventually that stuff started to stabilize and started to normalize. So that's basically how I got to be a chiropractor, how I got to where I am today in Seattle, able to work with you guys. So I have a passion for helping people that don't have hope, similar to what I had. So if you're struggling, if you know somebody that's struggling with something that's going on, tell them about upper cervical chiropractic.